And so my original thought was, let's do an axe throwing competition.
Mm-hmm.
The more I thought about it, the worse the idea became because axes, alcohol, and veterans, we're going to the ER. I can guarantee this, right?
Marines, alcohol, and axes. I'm not coming to your fucking party.
Right.
This is about control. Everybody knows. Everyone complies. We're the kinds of pros. I don't need a plane. I just hit the road. I do what I want. I can't sell my soul. Market about to crash. This is what you chose. Ruining the country. I've been that's the goal. You gonna take the mark. I take narrow roads. I'm a man of God. I can never fold.
Here we go. You ready?
Always ready.
All right. Welcome to the Protect Your Purpose podcast, where we talk whiskey, business, friends, family, and freedom. I'm your host, Matt Marchese. And this is my lovely wife, Lindy. Welcome to the show, honey.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome. So we don't have Zach today, but today in Zach's chair, we do have an awesome, badass American patriot guest, Jason Steiner. Welcome to the show, dude.
Thank you.
Dude,
Thank
we
you.
just
Thanks for
met,
having me.
and you are an impressive guy.
Thank you.
I appreciate what you're doing. We'll get into it in a minute.
Can we also welcome his beard to the show as well? I feel like that needs a separate
Dude,
introduction.
his beard walked into the room first, for sure. When he walked into the studio, I'm like, holy, dude, I got some work to do. So I look forward to talking about my beard versus your beard. There's a small difference.
A little bit.
But I'm working
Just a
on it.
smidgen.
There's a smidgen of a difference here. But before we get started, I want to remind everyone that I'm going to remind Ian to remind everyone what he's supposed to remind everyone on.
Yes,
Ian.
so hopefully you enjoy the show, and if you do, please don't forget to smash that subscribe and like button. It's absolutely free, and it greatly helps out the channel. And Matt, what are you guys drinking today?
Thank you
You're
for the
welcome.
look at us just ham and egging
Boom,
it over
we
here.
got that.
Helping
We
each
love ham
other
and
out
eggs.
and shit. Today we have an array of shit because we couldn't decide. The table whiskey never leaves. And we've got Revelton Rye, which my wife insisted she drink because it is amazing. And I insisted that I try this Country Club of Lincoln Private Selection Woodford Reserve Barrel Pick, which I heard really great things about.
I forgot that was a special bottle, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to try it because I am excited about it. Which one are you going to drink?
I got to hit the Woodford.
Let's go. All right. Well, pour your own problems on this show. Here you go, my brother. I'll let you go first. Grab you a glass. And then you can pass. Actually, do me a solid. Pour my problems for me while I yap to this camera. While you're pouring, thank you. Look at my guy.
I don't pour weed.
He's not playing around.
No, he's
This is good. So we got to pour. That's what's up. I hope it's good. 'cause
Zach
we
has
are
some work to
fucking
do on his
committed.
pouring.
Yeah.
his
I'm
pouring
not letting you
skills.
pour mine.
Yeah.
I have a lot of shit to do today.
Exactly. And so this will air at on Friday at 8 a.m.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of times people are like, you guys are drinking at 8 a.m.? You must pre-record that. I'm like, well, we pre-recorded it on Thursday at 9 a.m. So yes, we are drinking at 8 a.m., just a different day.
And I'm headed to the news right after this.
That's
so,
right.
You know,
We're capping you because you got to go to a news. Cheers, man, and thank you again.
Yes,
Well, that was a
cheers.
weak cheers. Hold on, let's get better on that. There we go. Cheers, honey. Ian, salud. All right, dude. So let's get into this. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your past. Where the hell did you come from? What's going on?
So I was born in Lincoln, grew up in Northwest Kansas, small town. You know, everybody in the small town, you look to the military to get out.
Sure.
I ended up joining. I signed in April of 96. Mother's Day of 96, I actually shipped out to boot camp.
No shit.
Yeah, my mom's real happy about that.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I joined in 96, spent 4 years in the Marine Corps. I did 2 years as an amphibious assault vehicle driver. And then the second 2 years I actually did as the marksmanship instructor for our battalion. So I ended up actually training 1,100 Marines and Navy corpsmen a year
Oh, wow.
Cool.
on rifle and pistol.
Cool.
I got out in 2000, came back here. My family was all in construction, so I kind of fell into that. Started a business in 2001 doing tile installs. I've done that for 23 years now.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of pushed back from everything military. When I first got out, I knew of the VFW. I knew of the Legion. I couldn't join the VFW because I wasn't combat. So Legion wasn't my style.
Sure.
You know, it was at that time, it was all grumpy old men that were sitting around drinking and they'd yell at you and that was it.
Sure.
So I kind of pushed away from everything military. In 2019, I was approached by a couple of the hockey dads. My kids play hockey.
Sure.
And they said, hey man, we just went down and we watched the Kansas City Warriors do this tournament or this exhibition game against another team that was all veterans.
Nice.
They said, we want to bring that here. Let's start that. So I was like, yeah, I'll jump on. I'll help out. I ended up being the VP of hockey ops. I was one of the main fundraisers. I wore about 18 different hats while I was in that organization.
Sure.
2021 came around. We had some issues with our board, kind of blew the organization apart for a while. Me and another Marine kind of grabbed the reins and took everything over and said, okay, this is what we have to do to hold it together. And so that's kind of what we did, was kind of piece it back together.
As a Marine would.
Exactly.
As a couple of fucking Marines would do.
Right.
Let's grab a hold of this and piece this thing back together.
Yep.
Well done.
Yep. So we got her kind of pieced back together. And during that time, I had one of my guys come to me. He goes, dude, we need a night to where we're not in the spotlight. We're not running a table. It's just our group hanging out.
Sure.
And so my original thought was, let's do an axe throwing competition.
Mm-hmm.
The more I thought about it, the worse the idea became, because axes, alcohol, and veterans, we're going to the ER. I can guarantee this, right?
Marines, alcohol, and axes. I'm not coming to your fucking party.
right.
Send me videos, though.
Right.
For sure. Ian, I'm going to send it Ian with a
Right.
camera.
We're getting
for sure.
some videos of that.
Yeah, somebody's going to get hurt.
Right.
So,
For sure.
So we ended up kind of nixing that. And I got a Marine that lives a couple houses down from me, and he comes down one night and he goes, hey, man, I have a band that wants to come in and play. It's just a single guy. Do you want to set something up around this? And I said, yeah, let's fire pits. You know, we'll have 40 people just hanging out, drinking, burgers, dogs, bring the family. And so I contacted the singer, and October 22nd was the first available he had.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, okay, Nebraska, you're either in 3 foot of snow or in your 80-degree weather, right?
Welcome to Nebraska.
You have no idea what you're getting.
Right.
And then 2 days later, he comes down and he's like, hey, I got another band that wants to come in. And I'm like, well, fuck it. Let's do something with it. You know, I was
The
like,
more the merrier.
yeah, I literally had 45 days from the day of the idea to the day of the event to set this up.
Wow.
And we ended up putting 2 bands on stage, the Sheila Greenland Band and Pete Butler. They're both from Western Nebraska area.
Yep.
We ended up having a food truck come out. We had a cornhole tournament going on with prizes. We had 70 or 80 raffle things that we just gave away. It was 100% free.
And when was this?
This was October 22nd last year.
And real quick, I just want to say cornhole tournament, a lot better than axe throwing tournament. A lot more safe.
Yeah, way safer that way. The bags don't hurt quite as bad.
And this is HEROSTOCK.
This was actually vet stock.
Vet stock,
Yep,
okay?
Yep, that was our original name, was vet stock.
Oh, okay. So same program, different branding.
Yep.
Okay.
It was literally just for veterans. It was going to be a one-night, one-off, never
Just
again
vets.
deal. And it was all vets.
Ah.
And their families. So,
Sure.
you know, we ended up having 100 people come out, which kind of blew my mind, because we were literally advertised on Facebook for 15 days.
Vets and families.
Yep.
That's so dope.
Yep. And the night was so cool. Like as it was going, we started seeing all these different pieces. And part of it was we had there was 12 different nonprofits there.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some there that I didn't know about. And
Sure.
I've been in the nonprofit world for, 3.5 years at this point.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, if I don't know about them and I'm in this world, what are these veterans, what are they missing out on?
Sure.
Right. So I ended up grabbing the head of every single one of them. And I said, here's a mic, 2-minute elevator, who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you.
I love that.
And so they jumped up, did their spiels.
Oh, that's
We actually had people join because of vet stock, some of these nonprofits. So, you're running a nonprofit. That's what you're always trying to do. You're always trying to recruit people in to help out, to make it grow, to make
Network,
it better.
find people, find money. Let's go.
Yep, exactly. Because it takes a lot of money to run
Of course it
nonprofits.
does. Yeah.
So that was kind of our last year's deal, and as the event ended, we had a lot of people that were like, are you doing this again next year? I'm like, well, let's hear. I got 2 kids. I'm running a business.
Yeah.
Sure, what the hell? Let's throw something else
Of
into
course.
this, right?
I wasn't going to, but I guess now I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Within 3 to 5 days, I probably had 30 phone calls, text, emails begging us to do it again.
That's great.
Wow.
So-
I'm so pumped.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I never expected that kind of feedback off of it. So I ended up grabbing 2 of the people that helped me, or 3 of the people that helped me set it up last year. And I said, let's form a board. Let's actually turn this into something.
Who are the people?
So we have Tim Cray, Cindy Lambert, and Jesse Cunningham. And then I actually added Ron Riley He's from Omaha up here. He worked a lot with the American Legions and that kind of stuff. So
Tim, Chrissy, Ron, and Jesse.
Cindy.
Tim,
Cindy. Yep.
Cindy. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we sat down. It was probably November, the beginning of November. We said, okay, what are we doing this year? And wanted to make it bigger. So this year we have 4 bands. We have the cornhole tournaments coming back with prizes.
Motorcycle ride?
Yeah, we've got a motorcycle ride happening. Randa's Ride, which is part of Wheels for Warriors USA, another nonprofit.
Yeah.
Nonprofit.
I've heard of them.
They do amazing things.
Cool.
So they're actually doing a 1,000-mile iron butt. They'll leave Shoemaker's truck stop at 8:00 on Friday night. So the night prior to the event.
Shoemakers.
Right.
How great is that?
My whole life is shoemakers.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yes.
Linda used to live in.
I'm from Lincoln.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad used to go to Shoemakers every single night and meet the guys every night of the week. And then I went to Playmore my whole life, hence Sheila Greenland,
Right.
and went to Playmore, and then I'd go to Shoemakers every
You
Sunday.
country blumpkin. For our audience in India, you wouldn't understand. For our audience anywhere but this place, you would have no idea what it is.
Omaha.
And I'm here to tell you, it isn't very awesome. No, I'm just kidding, man. A lot of great people from the state. That's okay. So sorry to derail us. So from here, you've now rebranded Vet Stock to Hero Stock.
Yep.
And you've got a massive following now. You've been on what'd you say, 24 podcasts in the last month or whatever?
I think this is number 24 since like April 14th.
Jesus, bro.
So,
You're getting around. You're very hoey with your podcast.
I kind of am. I'm kind of a hoe.
I feel like, I feel like we are getting sloppy 24ths right now. But I think actually probably the opposite. You've probably gotten a lot better at your message and delivering it, and we
Honestly,
might be
yeah.
the luckiest ones.
Right.
Your event is coming up.
Yep.
We're going to be a part of the event,
Yep.
which we're super excited about. We've talked greatly about, but I want to talk real quick about your logo.
Yeah.
That is an awesome logo. Very well done. Very clean, powerful. I get it. Who did that logo for you?
So actually, there's a company out of Lincoln called Unanimous, and
Okay.
they do marketing and media stuff. They were a sponsor last year, and it was
cool.
it was a
Oh.
buddy's brother-in-law.
Okay.
And we were talking about the event, and he goes, "Hey, he might be interested. Send him a text." So I just literally last year, that's how I got my sponsors.
That's so
I
great.
went through my phone and texted people,
That's wonderful.
and I'm like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. You want to?" And I'm being a contractor. I hit all my contractor
Sure.
buddies, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And we ended up raising like $7,400 last year.
Nice.
The event was cost like $63. So we actually put money in the
Wow.
bank and stuff right off the get.
That's great.
Love that.
But yeah, they came back to us and they're like, "Hey, he was the only sponsor that came to the event." And he was like, "That was so much fun." He goes, "I'm not military." He goes, but I had a blast out there. And
That's
I
great.
felt like family, and it was a great time, and it was a great atmosphere." He goes, "I want to be a bigger piece." So we started talking about, like, we did a tiered system this year for our donors.
Sure.
And he said, "We want top tier. We want to be the name of the event alongside HEROSTOCK, but we're going to give you marketing and media stuff." And they did our branding, they did our logo, they've helped with Facebook posts,
And their name is Unanimous.
Unanimous.
I love that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
great.
Unanimous.
Yeah,
great.
and just an amazing group to work with. You know,
That's
and we
awesome.
went back to them. We're like, "Well, we don't like this about the logo," and they tweaked it a little bit and sent us back out. And okay, can we tweak this, and that? Yeah, and they were on it, man. They did an amazing job and very responsive. You know, they're doing it for free.
So shout out to the folks, the good folks at Unanimous for putting their best foot forward on this and coming up with a bomb ass logo. I will say to the folks at Unanimous, I've got beef with you though, because the first photo I ever saw of you, my wife was like, "Oh, this is the guy who's doing that thing that I was telling you about." I'm like, does that guy have a fucking picture of him, a silhouette, like a caricature silhouette of himself on his shirt?
Yep.
And the moment I saw it, I was like, yes, that guy gets it. And I want one of those. But
I have them.
I can't have a fucking silhouette of you. I got to have one of me. Although I will wear a silhouette of you. It's
So
a cool
just
picture.
do the same thing, but a smaller beard, Matt.
Why do you have to say that shit
I'm
out
just saying
loud
facts.
on the podcast
I'm just saying
in front
facts.
of all of
Everyone
my friends?
can see the beard's difference.
You know, my family watches it. My kids.
Hello, Mama Marchese.
Yes, Mama Marchese watches this. Mom, I'm trying to grow the beard. My dad had a pretty good beard, man. He had like a Santa beard at one point.
Right.
But yeah, beard goals, man. I've got some serious beard envy here. You've got like some waves and shit going on.
I got the gray going on.
Yeah, you got it all. Multi-layered, multicolored.
Right.
It's a very complex beard you have. I, on the other hand, started growing. I got out of the Army my final day in the military. Both my wife and I were 20 plus years. She's still on her way to retirement.
Oh,
Ian
nice.
was in the Navy. Zach was in the Army. He's not here,
He
or
is in
still
the
is in the Army.
Yep.
I got out April 9th and decided I'm not shaving anymore. I was like, this is going to be awesome. Every month I'd have to shave, you know,
Right.
for the reserve shit. So I decided I'm not shaving and my beard would grow really fast. So I'm like, this is going to be awesome. 3 months from now, I'm going to have that beard. And then reality set in. I hadn't been able to grow a beard. I mean, I joined the Army and I was a teenager.
Right.
So I didn't even have like a little preteen beard. So I hadn't been able to grow my beard my whole life. So I just thought, shit, my facial hair grows fast. This is going to be easy. I'm going to have a badass beard in no time. And then I learned things about like terminal lengths. And I also learned that my beard doesn't grow on this side and it does over here. And also I learned that it just curls up like fucking pubes. So it's not getting any longer.
It just gets
It's just
bushier.
bushier and bushier and bushier like a 70s porn vagina. And I'm like, well, I just have like a pube face. It's been a roller coaster ride for my beard.
Yes.
I didn't know what beard, I didn't know how to use it. I don't know how to shape it. I was brushing it with a comb and then it was just looking like an afro, like all things bad with my
struggles.
beard. Yeah.
Struggles.
Beard
especially-
struggles is real.
It's real.
It is.
I didn't realize it was going to be so challenging. I thought it was just going to be awesome. So now I walk by guys with beards and I look at them and I'm like, fuck you. Beautifully groomed beard. I get told my beard is not very American because everyone knows I'm a patriotic fool.
Right.
You know, and they're like, ooh, bro, that's not a very American beard you have.
It's kind of terrorist-like.
That's kind of terroristy. I'm like, fuck, man. All I wanted was one of them America beards.
Bushy
One of
beard,
those
yeah.
beards. I wanted one of those America beards.
The funny thing is, my wife hates my beard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, because I always used to just wear a goatee,
Yeah.
and I started growing the beard. She's like, oh,
She doesn't get it.
Oh.
I love my beard.
Well, if an opinion
doesn't
matters, I love that compared to a goatee. So good
Yep.
job.
No, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
And I've never gotten to experience him with a beard, so I'm loving it.
Right.
Oh,
But
dude,
I wish it would grow.
babe,
I'm just kidding.
you never told me that you were embarrassed by my
So
tiny
Lindy has
beard.
beard envy as well.
Shit, I didn't know that.
I did not say I was embarrassed by your beard. I just said I wish it would grow a little faster.
Oh, listen, I punished my beard for 22 years. So my brothers, I've got 3 brothers and my dad. All 3 of my brothers and my dad have got
Grow a beard.
Yeah, they all grow these big fucking man beards. And all of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, here we go, man beard. And then I've got this baby little bitch ass beard that won't come in. But my dad told me when I was young, I'm like, Dad, I just can't, it doesn't grow fast enough. Matt, you got to stop shaving it. Well, Dad, I'm in the Army, so I
Right.
can't stop shaving it.
Yep.
So I was ready, man. I could stop shaving. And now all I got to do is listen to my dad. Just stop shaving and it grows.
Nah.
No.
Dude, message out. Our primary goal of this podcast is to add value, and this is an opportunity for all of you men out there who want to grow a beard. The struggle is real. This is not
Struggle
easy.
is real.
This is not an easy task. So if you want to grow one of those beards, it's going to take time, patience, commitment. You got to do things to
Do
it.
things.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a responsibility.
I probably have more hair products for my beard than
Yeah,
my
you
daughter
do.
has
Yeah,
for
you
her
do.
hair.
Yeah.
I think every person with a beard, that's how, most men, like, we got a shampoo, body wash, all in one.
Right.
But then you got a whole beard section.
Oh, you have a beard kit.
Yep. I got a bar of soap.
Yeah.
And then my beard stuff is like the whole shelf.
That's right. I got a bar of soap and then beard stuff.
Yep.
You saw me when I walked in, I shook your hand. I'm like, shit, I had beard oil on I'm like, fuck. And then you got to wash your hands 7 times to get the beard shit. Dude, it's a
Jeez.
It's a
thing.
process.
It's a process.
It really
It's
is.
a whole
Like
level.
us with our makeup, but you with
Yeah.
the beard.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah, that's
7
So,
different
Lindy,
types
if
of
you want
makeup.
Matt to grow his beard, you better be willing to give up some bathroom counter space for his beard products.
Yeah, make way for the beard oils and the creams and
the bombs
and the yeah, all the
all
shit,
the things.
oils and
Move that-
balms and brushes
and combs and brushes and
yeah, all the
picks.
things.
straighteners and
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have to start dyeing it soon if I want to keep it
Do
dark
they have
because I
little
got those
tiny
grays.
beard straighteners?
yeah.
Oh, a beard
They
straightener.
do actually have beard straighteners,
So my beard is like long,
right?
like it's probably this long, but
Yeah.
it just keeps curling
Keeps
up,
curling
curling up, and I'm like, everyone's like, how long you been growing that thing? A month or two?
All year.
No, you fuckers! I've been growing it since April. I'm running on a year here.
Right.
This tiny little, and then it. Listen, enough about the beard. Either way,
It's a touchy subject if you can't tell.
to the unanimous people, it was a pleasant surprise to see my boy all logoed out. I was a little bit upset that he didn't have his own face on his own shirt because
They thought we needed to refine a little bit,
I see that.
a little more marketable.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
see
this
that.
is compared to this, so yeah.
I could see that, but I would if I was them. So whoever's listening from the unanimous team, get your pen, paper out, take some notes. I would have incorporated his face with the logo a little more. I think the beard is marketable.
We are going to have the vintage shirts from last year that
Okay.
have the
Let's
aviators
go.
and
All right.
beard.
Oh, I
so,
love that.
I'm gonna pick me up one of them.
cool.
Oh yeah, it's got aviators. That's
Yep.
right.
And it says vet and stock in the lenses.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Oh, I love that.
All right, I'm getting. So they're available. I can
Yep.
pick me
Yep.
up one.
Yep,
All
100%.
It's not too late.
Do the proceeds go to the cause?
Yep.
I'll buy a couple of them. I'll give them out to my friends.
So
Cool.
it's Friday and Saturday. Well,
So
the
Yeah.
the
That's
bike
smart.
ride is Friday.
Yep. The bike ride kicks off at 8 o'clock Friday night,
What's the date?
September 8th.
So September 8th, Friday night, the bike ride kicks off, and then tell us from there what the schedule is, so our viewers can get logged in and plugged into it.
Sure. So they leave at 8 o'clock at night, 8 p.m. They'll ride to Moyer, Oklahoma to Adam Sandoval's K River Campground. That's going to be the turnaround point for the 1,000-mile Iron Butt ride. They're going to pick up riders from Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, kind of anywhere down south there to ride back with them back to HEROSTOCK. So they're supposed to land between 2 and 3 o'clock
Why do I have
on
goosebumps
Saturday
right now?
morning.
Yeah.
I have goosebumps.
Yeah, and Adam Sandoval, I don't know if you know who he is. So he's motorcycle famous. He rode his Harley to every single Harley dealership in the United States.
Wow.
Camped with his
Oh.
bike. I mean, just all the way across
Motorcycle
the country.
famous.
Cool.
Yeah. He has like 980,000 followers.
That's crazy.
But he opened up his campground to us. He's behind the cause. He sees what we're doing and he loves it. Actually got to talk to him here in Lincoln. He did another ride across America and he was here at Frontier Harley in Lincoln. So I
love
got to
that.
actually
Aw.
hang out with him for a few minutes and talk about it. And,
Sure.
so yeah, they'll turn and burn. They're probably going to leave between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to get back up to Ashland around 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Dude.
Yeah, that's grueling. Like
grueling.
This is not for the faint of heart. I mean,
No.
1,000 miles in 24 hours, that's rough.
Yeah.
So that's our kickoff. Ruck It Up for Warriors, which is a local nonprofit out of Lincoln. He's doing a ruck march, which is 12 miles.
Right. I know
And-
someone
Yeah.
that's doing that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. He's at the Legion though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're actually kicking off our festivities on Saturday morning. So they'll be doing the ruck march, and he's also added a ruck battle, where
What's
it's
a ruck battle?
4 miles walking with a weighted plate or a backpack. So you'll do 4 miles walking, 2 miles running, and it's 4-person team. 2 miles running back, and
Like a
then 4
relay.
miles. Yep.
That is badass.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I'm out, but that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I'm like that. Just to me, it doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, I'm out.
right?
We
I'm
actually
like,
just did. Oh, you know, we actually just did that 50-mile march.
Yep.
I say we, but Ian put a
Zach.
whole shitload of the. Ian was out there with his camera and documenting the whole thing for us and for the mission. But Ian he came out of there with some salty britches himself.
Literally.
He came out of it. He put a whole lot of miles in, so I can confidently and comfortably say we all did that for
Then
that mission.
The guy that's not Zach, he did the whole 50 as well too. So
Yeah.
the whole podcast.
We
is
all
there.
did it.
Sheesh.
And dude, these things are like when you said the 1,000-mile iron butt, I'm going, would I rather sit on my ass for 1,000 miles or stand on my feet for 50? I
Right.
don't know.
That's a toss up.
But
I mean that.
yeah, and I used to ride, and I very, very early on, and when I say I used to ride, I was 21. I got my first Harley, and I very quickly learned that I am not a distance rider. I'm more of like a fair weather, in and around town, lots of breaks. That shit is tiring.
Yeah.
And to do it in that short amount of time, I mean, that's going to take some discipline.
Lack of sleep.
And dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
dangerous.
dangerous to be on a bike
Yep.
in the middle of the night with low sleep.
Right.
So
Yeah, I wrecked a bike in Matt's parking lot, so I can't even fathom
that's right.
1,000 miles.
Ian's first and last time on a Harley Davidson I was there for. He pulls it up into, we lived in this apartment complex, and he's like, hey, bro, I'm getting this motorcycle. Can you teach me how to ride it? Like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I got space in my garage. Like, go ahead. You're good. Bring it on over. The day it gets dropped off, he comes over, he gets on it. I'm like, all right, so you're going to release the clutch a little bit, give it a little, don't too much of this and too little of this, because then
Right.
it's going to be bad. And he's like, all right, got it. Boom. He starts going real slow, and I'll be damned, exactly what I told him not to do. He did. And boom, out, crashes into a stop sign.
Broke my finger.
Broke his finger. And I rode the bike back to the garage, parked it, and then you sold it, right?
Yeah.
And then the next time I saw Ian, he was like, hey, man, I got a buyer for that bike. I'm coming to pick it up.
I did make money on it too, by the way.
That's good. You flipped it. It wrecked.
Literally, and that other word.
Figuratively.
Thank you.
Yeah. Literally and figuratively, yeah.
I flipped it. Yeah.
Yeah, he flipped. That's right. Yeah, well done. Anyway, so Ian's not much of a rider, but he's in on the vet nonprofit.
Right.
Portion, so.
Right.
So
Yeah, he's not going to
the
be
wreck-
riding, but
I don't want to get off. 'Cause
Yeah.
I want to.
Sorry, go ahead.
The battle wreck or whatever.
Yep. So we got the Ruck March going. They're going to step off at 8:30 on Saturday morning, September 9th.
Let's go.
So their meetup will be around 8 o'clock to get everybody signed in, checked in, kind of
Sure.
understand what they're doing. Irreverent Warriors Nebraska actually jumped into, and they're like, hey, man, we love what you're doing. We want to plan our Silky hike around here.
Oh, cool.
So they're going to do a 12-mile Silky hike, which is shorter than usual. So they're going to step off at about 9, and they plan on being back. Both of them plan on being back between 11 and 12 to give you time to go home, shower, change, get your stuff back together, rehydrate, and then get back to the party.
Dumb question. What's a silky hike?
Silky is Ranger panties.
Okay.
Yeah.
We on the 50-mile march are all familiar with Ranger panties now
They gave
because
everyone a pair.
Yep.
yeah, what's his name? John
John Barry.
Barry.
Yep. Barry Law.
Barry Law. He gifted to everybody, one of his donations to the fanny pack that we all got was a fresh new pair of snugly fitted Ranger panties for everyone. A lot of people wore them. I just laughed.
Yep.
I put them on for my wife. I've got these like fat fucking
Muscular.
muscular thighs as we call them. Yeah.
Right.
I've got power lifter quads, and
Right.
I'm not a power lifter, so whatever you want to call that. So me putting those on, it looked like I was wearing a fucking Speedo.
Yep. Yep.
With my fat ass. So I marched around in my t-shirt and my Ranger panties, and my kids were like, what the fuck
Dad,
is
what are you
Dad
doing?
What is Dad? What the hell is Dad?
Dad,
Has
go
he
get
lost his
sweats.
mind? Yeah.
Put something
I,
on.
I put them on in the morning to take my daughter to daycare. I'm like, all right, babe, let's go. And she looks at me. She's like,
No.
no, you're not allowed into a
Not
child
for
care
Rangers,
facility.
babe.
You're not allowed into a child care facility with your panties on.
Right.
So I bring a whole new meaning to Ranger panties. But anyway, go on.
So yeah, our Silky hikers, they're gonna step off.
Silky hikers. How great is that?
It's better than Ranger panties.
Oh, I love it. Perfect.
So they'll step off at 9. They're planning on being back between 11 and 12. Let everybody go home, change, get dressed, get ready to go, get out of their Silkies, hopefully, because I really don't want to see those all night.
Sure.
So 8 o'clock in the morning, we're actually opening it up for all vendors to come in and set up. We are setting around, and I'd have to actually look, but I think we're at 47 different vendors that are coming in.
Wow.
Most of them are nonprofit. We do have some veteran for-profit businesses coming in. John Barry Law, they're one of my sponsors. They're coming in to set up a table. But we have like Steel Pig Forge. So he actually was on Forged in Fire, and he's military. And now he makes knives just outside of Lincoln here. So he's coming in and setting up his booth to sell knives, and he's raffling one of the knives off. We've got Wheels for Warriors USA that's going to be there. We've got Deuce Outfitters Ministry, which is a hunting group out of western Nebraska. Denver Rescue Ranch. They're going to be there coming in from Denver, Colorado to talk about what they do. Veteran Expeditionary Therapy. He's a guy out of Colorado. He's going to come in and actually set up a booth and talk about what he does. So we have a ton of these nonprofits, and it's not just in Nebraska. Like if you want to go to Colorado and you want to do something with Deke Letson that runs VET, he wants you to come out and do it.
That's perfect.
You know, it's not just contained in Nebraska. You know, I know Deuce is actually, they're giving away a hunt this year to a veteran.
Nice.
Cool.
So yeah, we've got a ton of giveaway stuff. We'll have a silent auction going on. We've got 4 or 5 different gun raffles going on that day with different groups. We've got one ourselves. We've got 3 different podcasters coming in to live stream the full event.
Let's go, podcasters.
We've got 13 podcasters.
Hey, can we
total.
get on a live stream?
Yeah.
Is it too late?
No, we can get you.
Can we do that?
Damn right we can.
Fuck
Matt.
yeah, bro. We'll be there, dude. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, I
And
think we're already there.
we're already there,
we're already there.
but wouldn't it be great? Let's stream that and let's fucking do some shit.
sure.
So we're not a nonprofit. Just full disclosure, we're a for-profit, but we're a B corporation. So the reason why is the jig is up now. Everybody knows this whole podcast and this whole business is actually a whiskey business that's launching with the brand before the whiskey.
Oh, right.
Which is unique and never been done.
Sure.
We're launching the brand first and then installing the whiskey program afterwards.
Hell yeah.
And when I initially started this mission, I wanted to do it as a nonprofit for 2 reasons. Number one, I've always wanted to do a nonprofit, and I wanted to blend 2 things that I loved, which is veterans and whiskey.
Sure.
And I wanted to put them together into a nonprofit and say, I'm going to do a nonprofit whiskey distillery for the benefit of veterans. And ultimately, I went to my first investor and said, or my first potential investor, and as of now, we have 0.
Right.
But we're now approaching the point where we're going to take on some investors. But my goal was, all right, I'm going to get some information, some investors. I'm going to talk to them, and I quickly found out that taking on investors for nonprofits at something to the tune of millions of dollars is going to be
Tough.
Yeah.
Oh, because they don't get a
They don't get
return
their
on the
money
investment.
back.
I got
Right. They don't get their money back. You got to have people who are willing to give tons of money with no expectation of any returns
Gotcha.
for any length of time, if not ever.
Right.
So raising money for a nonprofit at millions of dollars in value ain't going to happen.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to fulfill the mission like I want to. And like we talked earlier, like
Sure.
nonprofits need money.
Yep.
And if you want to do it big and you want to do it right, you need lots of money.
Right.
And if you want to add a whiskey distilling operation into that, you need lots and
bigger
lots and
bird,
lots and lots
bigger
and
money.
lots, big money. So I quickly decided, okay, I need a pivot. And one of my friends, a fellow business owner, her name is Tanya. She was like, Matt, I've got your answer. And it's a B corporation, which is a for-profit business with a purpose, like Tom's and Patagonia. And there's a lot of them out there. So we are a B corporation that with a veteran focused and a giant purpose, which has grown and grown and grown. So we're going to do a franchise system, long story short, built on many purposes that we can kind of spread throughout the world.
Sure.
With a goal to change the world for the better. But our purpose as our entity, our main entity, is veteran focused as well, which you know.
Sure.
But dude, I'm excited to be a part of this. I think it's awesome what you've done in a short period of time.
It has grown so fast.
Yeah, you know what that means? That means you did it.
Right.
That means you found something that people identify with, and that you found something that was needed,
Yep.
not something that was needed for you.
Right.
You found
Right.
something that was needed for people.
Right. And the cool thing, it was needed for me. Right.
it always is.
It's really
course it
given
is.
me, military, you always have that sense of service.
Purpose, bro.
Right. You need that purpose. You need
Yeah.
that drive. And my drive for a while was the Nebraska Warriors hockey program.
Yeah.
And when that didn't go the way it should have went, and this spun off of it, has given me that new sense of service, that new
Love
purpose,
purpose,
that new
bro.
drive. And it's seeing the lives that we've touched so far. And we're literally, this is year 1, essentially.
Yeah.
Last year was a throw together, hang out, whatever. This is literally our first year.
And we call that year 0.
Yeah.
This is year 1.
Yeah, this is year 1. And I've got 16 different states coming in. I've
Let's
got 13
go.
different podcasts, 14 different podcasts coming in.
Yeah.
I've got
Let's go.
40 plus vendors. I've got 2 food trucks. We've got the cornhole tournament coming back again, and the
I was going to
prizes.
say we never finished the rest of the schedule.
Right.
Fuck yeah, keep going.
We fell off.
Dude, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So 2:00 we'll do the sign up for cornhole. We're doing it online too. And I don't know if you guys have seen or not, but Scotty Hastings is trying to find a cornhole partner. So if you want to play some cornhole with Scotty Hastings, which I'm saying within the next 2 years, he will be mainstream.
Sure.
Like big time.
Serious
mainstream.
cornhole.
Yeah. Singer.
Serious cornhole.
Mainstream singer.
That's awesome.
Right?
He's looking for a partner.
He's looking for a partner
Why is he looking for a partner?
because he's flying in by himself.
He
So-
doesn't have a partner to play cornhole with?
Nope. He's like, you know what? He goes,
Find me someone.
I need somebody to play with me. I want to play. I want to throw bags. And I said, dude, figure it out. I'm not your babysitter, right? I mean, figure this. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, bro, you're on your fucking. You can't find a cornhole partner. Listen,
So-
hold on a second. So, can I be his partner and somehow work in a podcast?
So this is the deal. He just released us yesterday. You have to like and share the cornhole event page and tag Scotty Hastings music. And if you do that, your name's going to go into a hat.
Raffling off his part. That's
A free
brilliant.
raffle.
Yeah.
Right, right.
It just helps promote the event. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's going to pull a name out of the hat, and that's who gets to be his.
Oh, all right. I'll enter for it, and if I win, we'll work the other
Let's
stuff
go.
out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
That's super cool, right?
That is very cool.
Scotty
so-
Hastings is amazing.
And he's raffling off his partnership. And where could they find that information?
If you go onto Facebook, go
Okay.
onto the Hero Stock page, you'll find his video on the Hero Stock page.
Dude, I
And
love that.
like, share, click the follow for us too. Make sure that you're following what's going on with Hero Stock, and yeah, he'll throw your name in a hat. You show up out at Hero Stock. It's 100% free.
You think we get, so he's not really looking, just to be clear, he's not looking for a fucking partner.
He is.
He's got a bucket of people that are dying to be his partner. And now I have to fucking throw my hat into this, or ring my name into this hat
Yep.
and hope that he picks it. Can we rig it? You got his number?
I do.
Can
have
we
his
do?
number,
Can we do
yeah.
mail in?
Listen.
Mail in.
mail-in ballots?
Yeah, mail in ballots for this.
Listen, can we do the old wink, wink, the old thing, nudge,
Right.
nudge, say no more? I'm in, Scotty. I'll be your partner, and I'll broadcast a podcast. But we'll do a rotation. You can get on the air.
sure.
You can get on the air. We'll have Zach. We can do a rotation of covering the story, right?
Yeah.
Or the time.
Of course.
Live stream that shit. We'll figure it out. But that's cool.
Yeah.
So Scotty Hastings is going to raffle off his partnership for cornhole. If you want to win, Scotty, pick me because I'm a badass at cornhole, and I'm a fucking champion. I
I
don't
was just about to
lose.
say you're also a newly golf champion.
That's
as well.
right. I'm not even a golfer. I'm a 26 handicap, and I just won the member golf outing at the Country Club of Lincoln. So if you want to win, I'm a champion, Scotty. Don't fuck around. But if you want to go and just do shit for charity like regular people, pick whoever you want. I
Well-
picked the highest donor.
And the first place prize is pretty badass.
What is it?
A 30-minute helicopter ride,
Okay.
Hero Stock swag,
Love it.
cash prize.
Okay.
There's also a set of cornhole boards
Okay.
with bags.
Yeah.
And there's something else. I don't remember what it is.
That's
now.
okay.
But yeah, it's
So you got a
It's
satchel of
probably-
shit.
yeah, like first prize is probably going to be $700 to $800
Wow.
for
That's
a
nice.
free cornhole tournament.
I bet it's more than that with the helicopter ride.
The helicopter ride's
How
about
much- how-
400.
400?
Yep.
That's pretty cool, man.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
That's really
Okay.
awesome.
Let's go.
So,
So,
then
yeah.
what?
Yeah, dude, I
So-
keep interrupting. I'm the worst podcast host in the history of podcast hosting.
No, I love it. I love the
I'm
ins and
very
outs.
into-
It's a roller coaster ride. You come into this studio, we're going to take you on a ride. It's a helicopter ride.
Right, right.
Oh, all right, go ahead. Sorry.
So we'll start throwing bags at 2:30. My daughter's actually going to be singing the national anthem to kick off her
What?
music. Dude, she makes me cry every time. Like
God.
legit, you'll see me standing there and I'll have tears. running
I
down
saw
my
your eyes watering just a
It was-
minute ago.
It's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Like she kills me every time.
That's
so
wonderful.
How old is she?
she's 17.
Oh, wow.
She's a senior this
man.
year. So yeah.
Let's
Um,
go.
But then on top of that, we've got the Bravo Zulu Adventure Group out
Okay.
of Omaha. They're going to be parachuting in with a 20 by 40 American
Jesus.
flag and a Gold Star family flag for the anthem. And
I
then,
need to reschedule Cora's birthday party.
and then they'll.
It's this day.
Yeah, it's just from.
I'm missing it anyway because I got a podcast to do.
Well, something that we were talking about too. If you didn't, Zach and I can be there during the party, and then you guys come
It's
after.
just 2 hours.
We'll make it work.
It's fine. We'll figure
She's
that out later.
4. She'll never remember her 5th birthday party.
Can she have her party at HEROSTOCK?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It's a hero. She's a. We're not
do
rescheduling. We're relocating.
Relocating.
We're just we'd like you. We threw this party for you, honey.
Yeah,
These
look
are
at-
all
look
of
at
your
everyone who
friends.
showed
All
up.
of
These
your-
parachuters that are.
I hired a helicopter tour for you. Yes.
And my daughter would sing happy birthday to her.
Yes!
So
Oh
there
my
you go. I
goodness.
mean, relocation.
Relocation.
Let me think.
Done and done. Dude, what a cool mission. Finish your schedule and I won't interrupt anymore. You're the interrupter.
I was that time.
So she'll actually kick us off with the anthem at 3:30. Bravo Zulu's parachuting in at 3:30. She'll jump into Lee Greenwood's God Bless USA for the finish of the fall of the parachuters. Then everybody's going to go back inside. And she's actually been in the studio lately with another girl from Lincoln. And so they just recorded a song. They want to put it out before the song actually is released. So this will be the first sneak peek of that song being put out.
No shit.
Wow.
Yeah. She's going to debut a song at your event.
Yep.
Dude, you guys are doing it. So we've got a fuck, I told you, I promised I wasn't going to interrupt. But I got to say this. Hold on. I knew who you were. We had never met before today. So for the audience, this is literally our first introduction. I have a high standard for people on this podcast, and go back and watch everyone that comes on this podcast. We don't have anyone that isn't purpose driven. We're a purpose driven podcast. We believe in, obviously purpose is our whole ass brand, because it has changed my life. It's changed our life. It's changed his life. Purpose changes. All people who are doing big things are driven by purpose.
Right.
I'm 100% convinced by this. It can save lives.
Yep.
And purpose-driven people not only have saved their own lives in most cases, but then save others. And holy shit, man. A contractor, former Marine, contractor.
Yep.
Changing fucking lives, dude. I'm so impressed by you.
That's what it's
We
about.
didn't know what we were gonna get, honestly.
Putting your daughter on,
Yeah.
unbelievable what you're doing.
So cool.
Continue. I just had to. That's awesome what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
That's so cool.
It's part of the drive, right?
Yeah.
We do what we do for a reason, and that's the reason is
Yeah.
to touch people's lives and change their lives. So
Yeah. And most often, people like you don't even understand their reach. I've got a buddy who just started a podcast. His name is Paul Glenn. Executive travel. They're doing just a travel podcast. And when you start off,
Him and his dad.
and it's so cool.
Oh, really?
And I'm telling you, he's a smart guy. He's a business guy, very successful entrepreneur, just getting into the podcast world. And when you start a podcast, you're literally talking to nobody.
Right.
I'm just talking to Ian.
Right.
That's why I had to have friends on the podcast. So I literally wasn't talking to literally nobody.
Right.
My words were to him is, when you feel like you're talking to nobody, keep going, because you have no idea the lives are going to change.
Yep.
You have no idea what the outcome of you driving your purpose out to the world is. And I think I don't know, based on what you told us early on, you probably had no idea that it would grow to this.
I had no clue.
You had, seems like,
Well,
It was a one night, one off.
yeah, it
Yeah,
seems
you
like you
literally
had
just
direct
wanted
intentions
some of
to
you and
not
your
do
vets
that.
buddies to have your own night
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
look what it's
Look at
grown
you.
into.
Yeah.
So
it was never supposed to go past October 22nd.
So dope.
Is this for veterans, and is it just open to the public, or is this just military and first responders?
So this year we technically haven't opened it up to the public because
Have not?
have not.
Okay.
Because we want to see kind of how it goes this year before we get crazy and start really
Sure. Yeah.
pushing it out.
Year one.
Now, if somebody from the public hears this and they're not a veteran, first responder, or Gold Star family, and they show up, I'm not turning them away.
Yeah.
Come be part of it.
If you're a veteran, Gold Star family, or first responder, you're not turning them away.
Yep.
Come see what we're doing.
Yeah, come see it. Come see it, because that's part of what we're going to be implementing next year, right? We want to
Yeah.
open it up to the public to
Yeah.
not only show our veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families what we're doing. We want the general public to understand that these nonprofits are there for a reason.
Yeah.
And we're vetting our nonprofits as they're coming in.
Sure.
Because I will not be a person that will put anybody in a position to end up with a bad nonprofit and actually cause more harm being in that nonprofit, thinking that it's a good thing, and then find out in the end it's really a bad thing. So we're trying to vet our nonprofits really, really well.
Yeah.
Because of that aspect. I don't want to be that person that's just here, come on in, come show what you're doing. And they end up being like terrible people. Right.
Yeah,
because it happens.
Of course.
It's not every
They're out there.
nonprofit is going to be there for the right reason.
Amen.
So bringing the general public in and let them understand that, my budget for next year or this year, let's just do this year. My budget for this year for one event, a 1-day event, is like $22,000. Now, next year, we're looking at 5 to 7 different events outside of Nebraska, plus Nebraska.
Yep.
Our budget's like $180,000 to $200,000.
Let's go.
Like, I mean, it's no bullshit, right?
Of course.
I mean, it takes a lot of money to do this. And you start getting these big headliners. Luke Combs is $1.5 million for 90 minutes.
No big deal.
Jason
No
Aldean.
big deal.
Jason Aldean, ever since he released the song.
Yeah.
He's
Try that in a small town.
Yep. He's $1.1 million for 90 minutes.
Let's go, Jason Aldean.
I mean,
So we need $1 million to get Jason Aldean to Ashland.
Yep.
Listen, next year I'm in the process of actually buying. Where's it at? What's it called?
Ashland.
What's it called?
Round the Bend.
Round the Bend. I don't know what the facility is. Next year, I'm in the process of picking up a big property in Ashland.
Oh, cool.
There's a chance that next year I can help with hosting it.
Yeah.
If you want to, for the distilling operation.
Oh, right on.
So, dude, these things are serious.
Yeah.
I've got some people that I want to connect you with that are veteran focused nonprofits, excellent networkers that have I'm not going to say the same, but very similar missions as you to connect people and to make sure that the people that need it the most are provided the resources that they need the most.
Right.
Dude, so dope.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy the way people have grabbed a hold of it and ran with it.
Yeah.
And I was reaching out to podcasts originally, and now I got podcasts reaching out to me.
So good.
And we're putting veteran and first responder nonprofits on a waiting list for next year because our house is packed. Like we can't handle another group, right? It's just, so busy. It's so crazy. So I'm literally putting them on a wait list for next year.
Sure.
And saying, hey, if somebody drops, I'll let you know and you'll be the first one up. But until then, you got to wait till next year.
Yeah.
We're looking at Cass County Fairgrounds, something like that, where we have a huge venue where we're not limited on space and size and that kind of thing. Because I think by next year, you're going to see that growth exceed even what we think it's going to.
Especially if you open it to the public. I mean, that's.
So the public it's not open to the public, but it's not open to the public.
Right.
It's not open.
Yeah, when you're doing 24 podcast news, radio, where people hear and watch, you're kind of announcing it to the world.
First responders.
Patriots are showing up to your event. They're going to be there.
And I hope they do.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
I mean, I can't say.
Because a lot of them can provide value too. They
100%.
also know people and businesses that will support you too.
Right. And that's kind of the idea is we want to be able to showcase this and let people understand what we're doing, that there is a need for what we're doing, that that 44 a day number, that's the new number. I don't know if you guys have heard that.
I have. So the 20
Really?
The 22 is no longer the number.
Well, we know the epidemic is trending up.
Right.
So how long and I said that probably 2 years ago. Yep. It's been 22 for a long time now, and it's getting worse.
Yep.
So how long? I think people are just holding on to that 22 because it's
marketable.
It's marketable, and it's got so much gas behind it, and it's doing so much that they don't want to move it. But I mean, the harsh reality is, in the last 3 years, dude, suicide.
Yep.
I mean, so that was my original mission. And I'll give like a 3-second story on this. I was in Louisville, Kentucky. I was in Fort Knox, Kentucky in a military training for about a month. and the distinguished honor grad of the class that I was in had to give a speech. And typically you give a speech about something powerful, something purposeful, something about leadership to drive the individuals. And this dude chose, which was the exact, a week after I decided I had a dream that I was going to open a distillery, and I decided I was going to do a nonprofit, and I had no idea why.
Right.
A week afterwards, this dude gets on stage and decided to take his opportunity to talk to the entire Fort Knox command about veteran suicide.
Wow.
He didn't say a fucking word about leadership. Didn't say a fucking word about the graduating class. Nothing. His name is Atkins. He was just a badass soldier, and a real hero, a patriot, an infantry guy. Anyhow, he got on stage, and prior to him and I became buds early on in the class. So prior to, I got to hear his speech, and he was like, "Hey man, I want to run this by you. You know, I've been working on it for the last couple of days since he found out."
Right.
And while he was reading it to me, of course, I'm in tears, and I'm like, dude, that is so powerful. Like, holy shit. And I immediately merged my two and went, well, that's simple. Now I know what I have to do.
Yep.
Was veteran suicide, which is a part of what we're going to do. Over the last couple of years, it's kind of morphed because there are so many organizations pushing forward to that same mission. I just want to take it out from a different angle. I'll get to that later, or at some point. But, dude, it's a powerful mission,
Right.
to save these people, and it's not only suicide for veterans, although that's being veterans. That's where our heart and our soul is.
Right.
But I mean, we have close family, close friends,
Right.
who either have or have lost someone to suicide, and it's getting bad.
Yep.
Um,
It is the epidemic. I mean,
It
or
is.
the pandemic.
Yeah, it is.
It is the real pandemic.
It is the real pandemic, and we've got which is a major part of why we started this podcast. I believe that purpose will get you out of that. I believe that purpose. So the name of the whiskey brand is the American Purpose. Our purpose is to provide purpose to people, to get them out of these dark holes,
Right.
and to get people over these humps. And I read a book about the Holocaust that essentially said, described from a psychologist in the Holocaust, that described perfectly how the people who found out over the years or over the time in the camps that their children or their wife had been killed
Right.
immediately started to die because their purpose was gone.
Sure.
And the people who held on to their purpose were the survivors of the Holocaust in these camps. And they were the ones that got selected to lead. They were the ones whose lives were spared. And the moral of the whole story is purpose will literally spare you your own life.
100%.
And dude, I as we move towards wrapping this thing, you're an awesome fucking guest. I don't know that there's many people in the world who, I don't know, maybe you don't even understand this. Maybe you do. I don't know. But you're going to save lives. You're saving lives. You're providing purpose for not only yourself, but for the other people that you may or may not even have reached yet. You're going to add purpose to them. You're going to save their life. You're doing huge things, and I'm so proud to have you as a guest. Before we wrap this thing, I have one question we ask every guest. What is your purpose?
My purpose, HEROSTOCK's purpose, is to connect veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families, to give them the family, the camaraderie, somebody to lean on when shit gets dark. That's what it's about. To have that purpose, that family, to be able to open up, because we have to talk about the taboo shit that's always been buried, right? Yeah. You've got to be able to express yourself and have that person that you can talk to. We actually did a stop for the CVMA, and I had a firefighter that it was open to anybody. This firefighter comes walking in, and he's like, for some reason, singled me out. Like, he comes up to our table, he's talking to us, and he kind of did one of those deals. So I stepped off to the side with him, and he's like, dude, 2 years ago, I literally was sitting in my bathtub with my gun in my mouth.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, whoa, whoa. We got deep really, really quick.
Yeah.
And he started talking about You know, he couldn't talk to his chain of command. He couldn't. There's no nonprofits out there for first responders.
Right.
Like you look around. That was the one thing I've really found out when I started putting this together was, you know, I'm trying to find nonprofits for first responders as, you know, fire, EMT.
They go through some crazy shit too.
Seriously.
Yeah,
They're fighting the wars that the soldiers are fighting
local.
24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 20 straight years.
On our own streets.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and as I was looking at this and I'm like, man, there's nothing. Like they have some national stuff, but like local stuff, there's nothing.
Right.
And one thing that I'm really seeing and I'm really happy about is a lot of our nonprofits for veterans are starting to cross that line.
They
and
understand now.
Saying, hey, you know what? You guys are fucking seeing this shit 24/7.
All the time.
You're doing 25, 30-year careers.
We train and train and train as soldiers and sailors and airmen and Marines for the 1 year, the 2 years we're deployed to fight that. These guys train for fucking 90 days and then go to war for a full career.
Yep.
I agree, man.
So that's part of what we're doing is bringing those all of our nation's heroes. We want to bring them together, right?
Yeah.
And put them in one place and have that spot where you've got these nonprofits that are crossing that line that's saying, you know what, we do equine therapy and we want you to come along with us. You know, come ride horses with us and learn about the equine therapy side of it. Or we ride motorcycles and let's fucking go jump on bikes and go ride for fucking 500 miles, you know, whatever it is. That's what we're trying to accomplish is to bring everybody together. And not only that, but let our nonprofits understand that I run a nonprofit, but my nonprofit may not hit everybody.
Of course.
But I know somebody that does now because of HEROSTOCK. I've worked with Wheels for Warriors USA. You like motorcycles? Fuck, go over to Wheels for Warriors. You like hunting? Go to Deuce. You like this? Go to, you know, and it gives that place for everybody to see these nonprofits that are doing amazing things in our veteran world, in our first responder world, to be able to go to those and have that family, that camaraderie, that the life that we lived in the military that everybody strives for, because it was a fucked up life, right? Military's a fucked up place, but
yes,
you have that family, right? And you know that I don't give a shit if you're black, brown, green, purple.
Doesn't matter.
You've got my 6 and I got yours.
And we don't give a shit about any of that.
Right.
So, and that's a different story. You got to come back.
Hell yeah.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Come back after your event.
Yeah, let's have you on after.
Let's talk about it, and then let's talk about shit like that, about how they're throwing a fucking wrench in one of the most welcoming, non-biased, amazing organization in the world with race and gender, where we're like, what? We don't give a shit what color you're. You're my brother.
Yep.
You are my brother. I will die for you.
Yep.
And I don't give a shit about it. And anyway, that's a different story, dude. Promise me you'll come back.
Hell yeah.
Tell us more. I want to be a part of your mission. Anything, you've got my number now.
Yep.
Anything I can do to help get us involved. We've got a very similar mission. And it's all purpose driven. And dude, you did a fantastic job today. You're doing an awesome job for these people, these vets, first responders, Gold Star families, connecting them, and the rest of the community.
For everyone out there listening, a lot of people do not know what Gold Star families are. I want to put that out there.
Yeah. So our Gold Star families are somebody that lost somebody during battle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even back home with the demons, right? It crosses that line now where we're seeing 44 veterans a day commit suicide, take their life by suicide.
Unbelievable.
And you break that down, that's 1.83 per hour. Jesus. 1.83 veterans per hour. Now I'm going to throw another statistic on that really quick, just so people really grasp this. 1 out of every 3 veterans that commit suicide that have kids, their kid will commit suicide.
Whoa.
Ugh. 1 out of every 3 vets that commit suicide will also lose a kid.
Yep. So
the mom or dad surviving will also lose. Dude, it's a wildfire. It is the pandemic. It spreads. And we've got to do everything we can to spread purpose and community values and network. to connect people that need it. Like I said, I want to be a part of it because I without a doubt understand the importance. But dude, you're a hero. You're doing it.
For sure.
Literally.
You're a hero, not for your service while in service, but for your service after service, I think is going to be your mark on this world. And I'm sure you know that at this point.
Sure.
I think you got something special, dude. Keep fucking going. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, we've already seen the challenges, and
Yeah.
I'm ready to tackle them. So let's
go.
let's fucking go.
And
Let's
just
make it
go.
big.
I
Just
love
to
it.
emphasize something Matt said earlier, I mean, yeah, definitely realize, I mean, you will be saving lives, or already have, will
You have.
continue. I mean, this is
No doubt.
much bigger than just you. I mean, this thing that you've created is saving lives,
Right.
and will hopefully be part of the solution to stop this pandemic. So
That's our hopes.
it's amazing.
You know, if
Love
we
it.
can save one, that's my goal every year. If we can save one.
Yep.
That's ours, dude.
That's-
We've got a huge purpose. I'd love to support it in any way. Your purpose is very similar to my purpose and our purpose. You know, we've got plenty of them. And when you come into this room, you've always got a team full of gigantic purpose-driven people, and we've got a family member in you now, and you do in us. And I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything you're doing for us. For our audience, look it up. Follow them on Facebook. That's where your group is.
Yep, that's the best place.
Follow them on Facebook. HEROSTOCK. Do anything you can to support to this. This mission needs it, and your money and your time and your energy will also save lives. So we appreciate your support. And then, as always, if you like the show and you appreciate what we're doing and you love our country, damn it, please share this. Get this message out for this young man and his mission and our mission. Share the show so people can get involved with this and you can make a difference. If you don't share the show, we're not going to make as big of a difference as we can. So do that. What do you got to say?
Well, something too, Matt, that you pointed out, I believe, in the last podcast is that we are also the freest podcast in all of the land.
Yes, that's right. I said that on a whim, but it's our tagline now, from the freest podcast in all the land, where we don't give a shit about anything but freedom and purpose. Appreciate you coming, dude. Thank you so much. I'm
Seriously.
glad to hear you'll come back.
Amazing.
Great show.
Yeah,
Babe,
appreciate
good
you guys
job
having me
today.
on.
Love you guys.
I
and
just kept you on track. That's all.
yeah, good job keeping us on
You
track.
are so much more than just a beard. So thank
Yeah,
you.
that's right. You got a lot of depth to that beard and that
Right,
soul of yours,
right,
dude. And the reason why he came to you is because of your energy and God. I'm 100% certain of it. So anyway, thank you all for listening and thanks for joining us today. And as always, find your purpose, serve your purpose, and protect your purpose, people. Peace.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.